Please help us. Please help Japan.
Japan is hurting. We're all hurting.
The Prime Minister said that we have not been in the crisis that we're in since the end of World War II.
Within hours after the tragedy of the earthquake, the 9.0 earthquake in Japan, and the subsequent tsunami that decimated whole parts of Japan, and thousands still missing, I was on the telephone from the Pacific Northwest, and I was in a meeting on Whidbey Island with other leaders, but I began to get on the phone and try to get quick time assessments from our friends in Japan, other agencies that are already in Japan that are working in relief efforts there, along with our friends and partner organizations here in the U.S., began to see how we can work together cooperatively to go and serve in an honorable way to serve the people of Japan.
Yes, there are areas that are suffering terribly. Yes, there is radiation leaking out.
This devastation goes beyond words, and it's not one community. The whole eastern seaboard has been basically wiped out.
Yeah, there are just hundreds and hundreds of little coastal communities that have all been effectively wiped out.
We have a double-edged sword here. Not only did the earthquake cause devastation, but the nuclear reactor is out of control.
I don't know if you've seen some of the pictures, but occasionally you'll see a picture with a gray pole with a red flag on it. That's a body. That is a body.
In the northern area, more than 10,000, nearly 20,000 of people are lost or victims.
There's huge pressure right now because of the nuclear issue to pull out.
If you watch the news also, you'll see Grandma and Grandpa going from elementary school to elementary school that have been hit by this because they can't find their granddaughter.
You see a culture that's unique, special, resilient, and enduring and persevering culture.
There is something honorable about the Japanese culture and the Asian culture, but there's also what we call the private face and public face. On the outside, they will act strong and they will act resilient and tenacious, and they are. But on the inside, there is something going on of pain and despair and hurt and grief.
Caleb was born and raised here. He will always be a foreigner.
When you look in their eyes, you see a desire, a deep desire for something more, something that's of value, something of worth. Behind each of that enduring, resilient, persevering spirit is a spirit that really wants to hope.
So one of the things we need to continue to do is to bring in some of our partners like Victims Relief Ministries and other chaplaincy organizations that deal with trauma and post-traumatic stress.
The feeling of loss, the feeling of depression, they need somebody to reach out, and give them a hug. I mean, Japanese do not hug. I mean, they don't touch. We bow, and so the handshake, the friendly smile, a note of an encouragement. We asked the pastor, "What do you need?" One of the things they said is, "We need writing paper and pencils, and we would like to receive notes of encouragement."
We need help.
And as you can expect, they're a little overwhelmed at the thought of bringing in some of the evacuees. They don't have any idea what some of the complications will be, what the health situation will be with the evacuees. And so we have offered our assistance.
This is far beyond what they could have ever fathomed. And there is an opportunity now, for the fourth time that I've heard about in the history of Japan, that they're so open right now. We need to come, again, to serve and to honor. And if we do and honor them and show the integrity of the kingdom of God, that they then will be receptive in their hearts to receive us as messengers, to reintroduce them to the hope of glory, the risen Son.